Welcome to episode 4 of Coffee with Our Researchers. I'm Galit Solomon, Director of Marketing and Communications with Canadian Associates of Ben-Gurion University, also known as CABGU. Coffee with Our Researchers is a monthly 30-minute segment in which one of our staff members sits down with BGU researchers for a casual conversation over coffee or tea to learn about a hot topic coming out of the university. And so without any further delay, I'd like to introduce Simon Ben-Simon, our Executive Director from Montreal and Ottawa, to introduce you to today's topic and speakers. Simon.
Thank you, Galit. So today we're going to speak about entrepreneurship at Ben-Gurion University, and we have the two main people leading the way, Dana Gavish, who is the head of the Yazamut 360 Center, and Or Santo, who is the head of partnerships at Yazamut, and we'll learn much more about the center from both of them. But first of all, let me introduce Dana and Or. Dana has a BA in Social Sciences and Foreign Literature from the Hebrew University, as well as an executive MBA. And she has been in the entrepreneurial university tech transfer space for a number of years, I would say most of her career. First at Yisum Tech Transfer Company of the Hebrew University as VP Marketing, and in the last few years with Ben-Gurion University, and we're thrilled to have her as the VP Entrepreneurship at BGN Technologies and founder of the Yazamut 360. Or Santo is a native of Beersheba, I believe, and has a BA in economics and an MBA from Ben-Gurion University. He's an entrepreneur himself, running a number of successful businesses in the, let's call it the food and beverages industry in Beersheba, and is now, in the last few years, has joined BGN Technologies and Yazamut 360 as the head of collaboration. So we're gonna welcome to both of you. Good afternoon and good morning on the East Coast of North America. Dana, let's start with you. And on the Yazamut 360 website, as a mission statement, you state to make a sustainable impact on the BGU culture and mindset by creating new experiences for BGU students, researchers, and staff to enrich their entrepreneurship and innovation skills. So we know that, a lot has been said and written about Israel as a startup nation. What does that mission statement actually mean for Ben-Gurion University, and I guess for Beersheba and for the Negev?
Thanks, Simon. I think it's a great question to start with because it talks about our goals and mission. And I would say that about 5 years ago at BGU, the management actually took a decision to enhance whatever is happening around entrepreneurship, looking at entrepreneurship as a kind of added layer of learning to whoever is in the campus. It could be students, it could be researchers, it could be the staff. Everybody uses entrepreneurial skills today, and everybody's required to use those skills in the day-to-day job. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm an employee of BGU. I'm still an entrepreneur. So that means that our definition of entrepreneurship is more towards a skill set that people need to master. And if we are a university and we teach generations of the future, we'd like to make sure that our alumni, our graduates, have those kind of skills, but not only them, also university staff, also the management, and of course the researchers that are busy doing applied sciences and theoretical sciences. Everybody needs to have those skills. So we're looking at entrepreneurship as a toolbox that people need to master. It is this center's, the Yazamut 360 Center's mission to teach those skills and to help those people who wish to master them, try them and work in teams and work on projects and problem solving, do all that through training and actually get the hands-on experience in mastering those skills.
So it's a little bit of a different approach from the traditional university approach, which is research-based, researchers doing their thing in their labs. And if something happens from it, then that's good. If not, well, at least the science continues, which is exciting. So tell us a little bit more about the different programs. I'm on your website, and you have a number of programs associated with Yazamut 360s, Leaders, Negev Prime, Cactus Capital, Oasis, Communities. Give us a little bit of background on what are all these programs and how do they function?
Sure. So just to tap on the beginning of your question, you're right. The most important things that happen here are research and teaching. This is the academy, this is the university, this is what happens in the university. But it's obvious that it's just not enough in today's world. So we're adding another layer. How? Through those programs. For students, researchers, staff that wish to study, wish to experience them. What are those programs? Cactus Capital, for example, is a $1 million fund, an unprecedented decision by the university president to support student entrepreneurship. That means that we're investing a lot of money in student ideas, and they come to us and request an investment. We do that. And while doing that, we're also teaching them, or teaching a group of students, how to be investors. So at Cactus, we have Cactus Academy, where they are taught to be investors. We have the Cactus Investments, and it is all combined through the doing and the learning, and everything is managed by students. So we have literally a whole fund that invests in students, teaches students how to be investors, and eventually is run by students. Another program is called Oasis. This time the audience is directed for researchers and research students that wish to form startups around their technologies. We do that in collaboration with the university's tech transfer company, BGU Technologies, and we're working with their teams in actually finding the right research projects that can be taught how to become eventually businesses. And we're doing that while building the teams. We're bringing in the founders, the entrepreneurs, the potential CEOs for those companies, and literally building the venture that will eventually go into a technology accelerator for researchers. So that's Oasis. Another program is an academic program called Leaders. It is today the best academic program that an Israeli university has to offer. A cohort of students from all departments and from all faculties are going through 3 semesters of literally the best of the best that entrepreneurial skill sets have to offer and skill learning have to offer. So they're doing 3 layers. They're doing academic studies, specific designated courses. They're doing about 12 different workshops in power skills and soft skills. And to that, you add another layer of practical learning, and they start up their own companies. So 3 semesters, and they are real leaders that turn out from that program.
So this is in addition to a student's study.
Well, Leaders specifically is credited. So you can actually be a leader and you will get the credits. But the other things, yes, they are extra. And I think I will let Or talk about the 4th pillar, which is the e-commerce program, since he manages it. So
right.
Or would you like to?
Should I do it now?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Or. So the Negev, I hear that the Negev Prime program is your brainchild, and you are, and it's very interesting that how we in Canada through the CABGU always promote the impact that the university has in Beersheba, in the Negev, and it's not for nothing that it's called Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. So please tell us about your program.
Well, first of all, you introduced me as a Negev native, and that's of course true. And the Negev community is very important for me, especially. I was lucky enough to write the tender that led to the whole establishment of Yazamut 360 together with Dana Gavish. And so when we wrote this plan of how to execute the Yazamut 360 Center, we talked about obviously tech entrepreneurship and startups and how to create startups and technology and so on. We've talked about Oasis, we've talked about obviously Cactus Capital, and we also talked about impact entrepreneurship and social and environmental entrepreneurship. But I knew the commerce scene of the Negev very good. Of course, I knew the students of the university very good as a graduate, so I knew they were struggling to find their path in the job market. And I figured that not everyone is within technological enthusiasm or technological background, and some just want to do traditional business. But when talking about traditional business, well, engaging in retail today is not opening a shop in a physical mall. Rather, it's opening an e-commerce shop and selling to the whole world. And when you sell to the whole world, there's a lot of potential, but also there's a lot of challenges because you are competing with the whole world. And so I figured in today's world, in order to become a successful e-commerce entrepreneur, specifically on a small platform called Amazon, you have to have the right training and the good tools. And so I've had this idea to create this training in the university. And of course, because I'm a Negev native, I thought we should expand this initiative to the Negev. We started small with a pilot of 15 participants of a program we called ECommerce 360 last year. Quite lucky we had the sponsorship of Bank Hapoalim, the biggest bank of Israel, to help us with this cohort. And we try to see if we are able to train students to become successful entrepreneurs like Amazon, because it's the one of its kind program, never before in academy, actually a training of such. And so it was a very intense 6 months program, eventually creating out of the 15 participants right now, more than 5 new businesses on Amazon, which was a great success for us. The other participants are in some kind of phase of building their business on Amazon e-commerce business. The big output of this program is that now we have students that had no idea what they're going to do in the job market. They had no idea how they're going to provide for themselves, especially since the COVID pandemic. And now they have a career path and they take their own future to their own hands. They own a shop on the biggest e-commerce platform in the world, which is, of course, Amazon US. And this was a great thing for students. But I thought, now that we know that we can train them, and we brought the best mentors that the market can offer to train this program, now we can expand it and we can offer it to the people of the Negev, alongside, of course, our students. And we were lucky again to get additional sponsorship from Bank Hapoalim and also additional funds from the Maknes Foundation. And they helped us expand the program, which is a very expensive and it's a big project in terms of Yazamut 360. And now we have more than 40 participants. More than half of them are as well Negev natives like me. All types of people, men, women, people from the Bedouin community, also people from different ages as well. And they are meeting here together every Tuesday since 1.5 months ago, studying how to become entrepreneurs. The twist in the program is that we not only train them how to do so, but our mentors help them open the shop even during the program. So this is a very, very, very applicable practice. It's not practice-based, but it's a program. It's a program that makes you open a shop.
So can you, both of you, can you give us Dana, first some success stories, some what you're most proud of from some of the entrepreneurial projects that's come out, and you know what? Give us some of the, not everything is successful. Business is business. And I think that what Israelis have taught the world is that failure is okay, and that failure makes you learn and makes you stronger and you move on. So, or also from your program, some of these Amazon e-commerce stores. I know that from speaking to a lot of young entrepreneurs in our community, it's Amazon is hard. It's before you start making money, it takes a lot of work and a lot of spending your own money before you get results. So give us some good success stories and not so good.
Well, you know, success comes in many ways, and I'd like to emphasize again the main goal, because this is how you measure success in the end.
Yeah.
We're here to create a different learning experience. So if we're looking at that, then only 2 weeks ago, we started a new cohort of the Cactus Capital analysts, where they have graduated the analyst course and are now starting to actually analyze and work around requests, student requests for investments in their ideas. So now the analysts analyze real investment applications by students, by their fellow students. One of those analysts actually came up to me and said, you know what, I heard you talk 2 years ago at an open day for the university just to get familiar. I was considering if I'd like to study at Ben-Gurion University. So he came and said, you know what, I listened to you and you described Cactus Capital. And since I saw my future in economics, and I knew that I know I want to be a VC analyst or an investor at some point in my life, I heard you talk about that. And this is the reason I came to Ben-Gurion University. And I can tell you, I was accepted to all Israeli universities, or to many Israeli universities. I chose BGU, and now I'm a graduate of the course. And I'm happy to tell you that the course exceeded my expectations. Now I'm starting to be an analyst. I'm so happy to do that. So this is one way to measure success. Of course, this is music to my ears. And I'm saying, okay, we're doing something right. You know, we're attracting excellent people to come and study at BGU. Why? Because we are very creative in the way that we teach entrepreneurship, and they see huge value in it. And you know, for him, the future is out there now. On LinkedIn, he's changing his title and putting not only BGU student, but also Cactus Capital analyst, for example.
Yeah.
So this is one way to measure success. Another story I have for you is like literally a circular story. We have startups now that are based on deep technologies at Oasis. These are technologies to intellectual property that is developed by the researchers. They went through the whole process of venture building, collaboration with a CEO, and that brought investors. And now there's a company that actually got investment. One of the Oasis companies got $2.5 million in investment. That's literally while they were still during the acceleration program, which is wonderful. And the nice thing is that they now opened offices at the high-tech park. So now they got the investment through the participation at Oasis, because we partnered them with the right CEO. They got the right investment, opened offices 10 minutes away, like literally adjacent to the university at the high-tech park, and are hiring the research students and the students that worked on the project. So now we have job opportunities in a startup that would never happen if it wasn't for this training and for the work of BGU Technologies that is, you know, integrated into all of this. So to me, I think success comes in many ways, but I think this is the right track. This is what we'd like to see. We'd like to impact the ecosystem. We'd like to see more startups. We'd like to impact what's the student experience here at BGU. And we want to know that we are cultivating student leadership. This is what we care about. And this is literally what we do. We just want a prize for that.
Right.
There's an organization called the GCEC, Global Entrepreneurship Consortium, of about 300 universities, most of them in the US, some of them in Europe. And about a month ago, they gave us a prize exactly in that category. So we're a very young center. We're literally just beginning. And to already receive this kind of international recognition was a big thing for us. And the prize was given for cultivating student leadership. So it's nice to be recognized internationally.
Absolutely. Or before you answer the question, something comes to mind. And Dana, you spent a lot of time in Jerusalem. And do you think that the fact that it's Beersheba and this synergy between the partners, between the university, the municipality, the business community, everyone being so close to each other? You talk about the Advanced Technology Park, which is literally 10 minutes walking, not 10 minutes by car, 5 minutes walking across the bridge. That would you have been able to do that in Jerusalem or in Tel Aviv, or is it unique to Beersheba?
I think there are great ecosystems in different cities, and
Right.
I don't think we need to compare. But I think that the excellence of this ecosystem is outstanding. Why? Because everything is literally so close. There's a reason why this high-tech park is 5 to 10 minutes away from the university. It is here because multinational companies see huge value in sitting next to this university, in sitting, next to the Soroka Hospital. And I think the one project that now unites it all is an innovation quarter that is now started here. The state of Israel is pouring money for this goal because it's a huge Beersheba project starting this new innovation quarter, the only and first one in Israel. Actually, Or is very much involved in this. Or would you like to say more about that? Because he's really into the details.
Exciting time to be part of the ecosystem in Beersheba, actually. Yeah, it's exactly what you stated. It's the proximity between the university, the hospital, the Advanced Technologies Park. Maybe in the next few years, even the Israel Defense Force telecommunication campus.
Yes.
But also, I wouldn't be as political as Dana, and I would say there's a different atmosphere in Beersheba. Because everyone who's in here is a pioneer right now. Even if he came from Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, for that matter, everyone feels like a pioneer. So everyone is working together. You might expect some competition between some entities in an ecosystem. We don't have it here. Everyone here is working together. Yazamut 360 on next Sunday going to host the CEOs forum of the high-tech park in the hub. And everyone is coming here to speak about the challenges, to see how they can cooperate. So this is the atmosphere here. This is what's unique. And I might as well be knocking on the CEO of this company's office or the president of this company's other office. And this is the atmosphere we have here. No one has to schedule anything. We do it sometimes, right? But we don't have to. And this is a warm sort of negative vibe we have in the ecosystem here.
So I read this morning.
A true local.
No, absolutely. I think that it's so obvious when you see it firsthand how everyone knows each other and are in it together. And I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's very positive. And to be able to leverage that feeling is fantastic. Just on the innovation district, I just read this morning in the Times of Israel that now that the government finally has a budget, that they were able to put in $50 million into the innovation project, the district project in Beersheba. Give us a little bit more about what that means and what should we expect in the next 5-10 years in Beersheba?
So the main idea of the innovation district is to create a multidisciplinary district in every square meter of the defined area, which means that the knowledge is not only going to be in the university's labs or in the research and development hubs of the companies in the Advanced Technologies Park, and not even in the military's campus. They're going to have their own open innovation platform. But those people, researchers from the 5 faculties of the universities and people from the multinational companies and startup founders, young and old, are going to meet in the streets of this innovation district. They're going to live in the innovation district because right now we are renewing all the buildings. The old buildings of Gimel and Dalet neighborhoods of Beersheba are getting renewed. And we are actually changing the whole mutual space of this district to create encounters between those people, researchers and founders and multinational employees and so on. And this whole project, a youth project with national money flowing in, as Dana said, is all aimed to create cooperations and to create interdisciplinary projects and startups and companies and to fuel this whole ecosystem. This is the whole story in short.
Fantastic. Dana, you posted some pictures this afternoon in Israel this morning when I got up in terms of the space that you guys are that you developed, that you designed, that you're using, which is very interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more how important the space is and how it affects what you do at Yazamut 360?
It's a shame we cannot show them what's happening.
We should have a tour. Yeah, I mean, space is so important, and especially after the past 2 years that we were all virtual, it's just so much fun, you know, starting working here at a new hub that was literally built during COVID. And we finished construction and entered it about 6 months ago. And now it is in the very center of the university. So just to give you a sense, the bank left, we got the space. So it is in the very
prime
center.
Real estate.
Yeah, prime real estate and prime, and it is prime location. That means we are noticed by all the students that now finally came back to the streets and to the university and to the campus. We are at the very center, and it is a beautiful hub. And it's just so nice to be here because the students that attend our courses and our programs and that are designing their startups are now sitting here and learning. We have a classroom, we have meeting rooms for them, such as this one. We have working spaces. We even have little booths, diner booths that they can sit in. So it's just a lot of fun, and it's packed. It is packed with students. It's great fun.
Especially after one year of working from afar, seeing each other through Zoom, everyone sees the value of networking physically, which is very important for us right now.
Absolutely. I think that, or let's just close off with you wanted to give us some examples. You mentioned that the e-commerce businesses that are being developed, not just with students, that you expanded the program to people in Beersheba, including the Bedouin community. Give us 2 or 3 examples of some of the businesses that are developing through this program.
Well, we do have from the last cohort, because the current cohort is right in its first quarter, but the last cohort, we had 2 students that I can talk about, especially. One of them is Salem. He's an Arabic student who tried to create his own e-commerce shop on Amazon 2 years ago and failed. You've talked about the struggles and the pain of entrepreneurs in the field of e-commerce. And this is a result of those e-commerce entrepreneurs being individuals trying to find their path in this big space called Amazon, making the mistakes that they shouldn't make if they got the right training, right? And so we use the responsibility of the university to create the right training and to prevent them from those mistakes. And so as well, it was Salem's second try, but he made no mistakes this time. And now he has a good business on Amazon, and he already started to make revenue. Looking forward actually to Christmas, because his product, which I cannot disclose here, is aimed on selling on Christmas actually for the North America market. So we do have him, and and he's ecstatic about that. One of the participants, women participants of the cohort, called Yana, and she came to the screening process. She was 29 years old. It was 1 year ago, married with 3 children. The whole family lives in the Negev, in a kibbutz right next to Beersheba. And she lost her job. Right in the start of the pandemic, she lost her job. She was working in digital marketing. And she got another job because she's very skillful, but the other job was in Tel Aviv. She wouldn't move her family to Tel Aviv, obviously. So she had to make the drive and find solutions for the children and so on. So I interviewed her, and she was very skillful, as I said. She competed on the seat in ECommerce 360. 300 more applicants were competing on the same seats. And so she got it. And right now she opened her Amazon store as well. She just gave a pep talk to the next cohort that talked about her path in the program. And now she quit her job in Tel Aviv. She's able to stay in the Negev, provide for her family with her husband, run her own business from home, which is basically the vision of the whole program. People being entrepreneurs from the Negev, not having to leave, you know. So this is a great story as well, and she's very excited as well.
Fantastic. Dana Orr, thank you so much for taking the time for being with us. I am sure this is going to blow up the internet once we put it up, and we look forward to many more successes through your work and Yazamut 360 and BGU in general. Galit?
Thank you. Thanks for inviting us, and we're waiting to meet you in person when you
Absolutely.
come over.
So are we.
So are we, yes.
We're also going to have to come to Canada. We don't want to come to you guys.
More than welcome.
But it's rather cold this time.
Yeah, you might want to wait a few months.
With you.
All right, I'm just going to echo Simon's sentiments. Dana and Orr, thank you, and Simon as well. Thank you for a fantastic chat. To our viewers, we hope that you enjoyed our coffee date today. If you would like to learn more about the work and research that's being conducted at BGU, please be sure to visit our website. We're at www.bengurion.ca. And while you're on our website, you will be prompted to sign up for our newsletter. Don't forget to do that. And you can also follow us on social media. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you at our next Coffee with Our Researchers. Bye for now.